Congratulations to the WNBA. Your ratings are going to drop by 55 to 60% once again. I believe the WNBA have successfully broken Caitlin Clark, and it's been an awful thing. Caitlin Clark is officially ruled out for tonight with a groin injury, and she will not play.
Something wild just went down. Caitlin Clark hits the floor and boom, WNBA ratings nosedive like a phone dropped face-first on concrete. Coincidence? Or proof that the entire league is riding on one rookie and a dream wrapped in duct tape? ESPN's in panic mode, Kathy Engelbert's rewriting her next press release mid-breath, and deep in some back office, a marketing team is frantically Googling how to legally clone a superstar. If this spiral keeps spiraling, the WNBA might be scouting the next phenom straight from JV tryouts. Let's unpack this chaos.
Now, we know last night the Indiana Fever faced off against Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings. Now, a lot of people is criticizing the WNBA referees yet again after another matchup because they felt as if Paige Bueckers actually had a special whistle. Now, I spoke about this last night, man, and people was definitely showing mixed reviews about it. But with all that being said, dog, we look like WNBA Commissioner Kathy has opened up about this situation a little bit and spoken about it. Now, I've been on Kathy Heine, bro, for a while now, going back to last year, addressing these WNBA referees. I've been one of the first content creators to break it all down, even letting you know how they pick them, how they find them, how much money they make. They only make like $100,000 a year.
The second Caitlin Clark grabbed her ankle, the gasp that followed wasn't just from fans, it was from WNBA execs watching their spreadsheets catch fire. Ticket sales flatlined, ratings did backflips, and somewhere in Connecticut, a panicked TV producer just deep-throated a tray of stadium nachos.
A lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion, but not like this. A truly remarkable sports story continues.
But let's be real, nobody's buying that. The moment Caitlin Clark hit the injury report, the league's heartbeat flatlined. Suddenly, all that "we're deeper than one star" talk sounded like denial with a side of desperation. The crowd noise dipped, ticket resale prices tanked, and ESPN's primetime slots started looking like ghost towns. You could practically hear the sound of sponsors pulling out faster than a fast break. The WNBA said, "We're built on legacy." Reality said, "You're built on Caitlin."
Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought the mainstream media told me that AJ Wilson was a huge star. Isn't that the prevailing narrative throughout the media? They want to share the credit. They claim Angel Reese and AJ Wilson are the reason that people are watching pretend basketball. Now, sure, they give some credit to Caitlin Clark, but the media prefers to share the credit.
Exactly, saying the WNBA is more than Caitlin Clark is like saying the Titanic was more than just a boat. Sure, technically true, but we all know how that story ends. The second she went down, it felt like the league hit an iceberg. Camera crews practically started packing up, whispering, "So, we heading back to Iowa?" Because Caitlin isn't just a rookie, she's the spark, the storyline, the walking stimulus check for a league that spent 25 years trying to make fetch happen. And for once, fetch finally showed up, in high tops and with range from the logo.
Clark is okay. I want to know when this injury even happened, bro, because let's be serious here. She has the quad injury. Mind you, Caitlin Clark hadn't missed a game since she was like 19 years old, since she was like 18 in college or something. Now she has a groin injury. We've never seen Caitlin Clark play as bad as she played the last 3 games. Let's just be serious here. She's like 1 for 20 something on threes in the last 3. We've never seen her shoot the ball this way. I'll say that. Has she been hurt and playing through this? Did this happen? Because you have people out there saying this injury happened when Stephanie White decided to sub her back in the last 8 seconds of the game versus the Seattle Storm.
Without Caitlin, the WNBA isn't just quiet, it's hollow. Empty seats echo like missed opportunities, and once hyped matchups suddenly feel like preseason scrimmages. The arenas that were packed to the rafters last week? Now they're giving off community center energy. Ushers are scrolling job listings. Vendors are debating if it's worth turning the fryer on. And the viewers? Gone. They didn't fade, they vanished. Because Caitlyn didn't just bring fans, she brought purpose. She made the games feel urgent, electric, must-watch. Without her, it's not a league, it's a reminder of what the league could be, if it actually knew how to hold on to lightning when it strikes.
News is alarming for the league, and it's alarming for the league because this is such a crucial year for the WNBA. At the end of this season, the WNBA will go into CBA negotiations. If negotiations go well, then every single player in the WNBA has a much better chance of making so much more in their next contract. And if you guys were watching my videos during the off season, I was so much more optimistic going into this year because we had so much drama and the media, I felt like, mishandled so many things with the WNBA last season, and specifically with Caitlin Clark and her fan base. And that's one thing when you start thinking about how many people stopped watching when Caitlin Clark got injured. A lot of people stopped watching because they are...
Exactly. This isn't just a hiccup, it's an identity crisis. The WNBA didn't build around Caitlin Clark, they bet the house on her. And now that she's sidelined, they're realizing the rest of the league wasn't ready to carry that weight. For all the talk about depth and underrated stars, the average viewer couldn't pick half the all-star lineup out of a grocery aisle. And that's not the fans' fault, that's the league's. Instead of building a rising tide, they grabbed a life raft named Caitlyn and hoped nobody noticed the boat still had holes. Now the numbers are falling, the buzz is fading, and everyone's pretending it's just a slow news week. Spoiler, it's not. It's the fallout of building your brand around one player and forgetting to elevate the rest. Caitlyn didn't just bring the spotlight, she was the spotlight. And now that it's dimmed, the league's left wondering, did we build a legacy, or just ride a moment?
Case, the numbers tell a different story. The media can claim all they want. People are watching the WNBA to see AJ Wilson. They can claim that people are watching pretend basketball to see Angel Reese airball wide open shots. Check this one out. This is the first shot of the game, and Angel Reese hits nothing but air. This level of quality entertainment, it can only be found in the WNBA dump. Like I tell you guys all the time, no one cares about Angel Reese. They damn sure don't care about watching AJ Wilson.
Exactly. It's the uncomfortable truth the WNBA doesn't want to say, but can't afford to ignore. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the business model. The ratings spike when she plays, the arenas swell with first-time fans when she's on the floor, and the broadcasters can't stop saying her name even when the ball's not in her hands. And the league? It's become painfully clear they weren't ready for this level of stardom. They wanted growth, they just didn't expect it to arrive wearing an Iowa jersey and dropping logo threes. Now that she's benched, everything slows, ratings, ticket scans, social chatter, even the vibe. You're absolutely right, games without her feel like warm-ups for a show that never arrives. This isn't hate on the rest of the league, it's a wake-up call. When every team's highlight moment involves being near Caitlin Clark, you've got a league-wide identity problem. And when merch sales collapse the moment she's not suiting up, you're not running a league, you're running a pop-up shop with one product. This moment should be the spark for a rebuild, not a retreat. Because right now, Caitlin Clark isn't orbiting the WNBA, the WNBA is orbiting her.
Well, we all knew that with Caitlin Clark's injury, viewership was going to drop, but it was really just a question of how much. Nielsen came out with numbers today that on nationally televised games, viewership of Indiana Fever games has dropped 53%, and viewership on all nationally televised league games has dropped 55%.
Exactly. The WNBA lit the fuse, and now they're surprised there's a fire. They didn't just market Caitlin Clark, they overloaded her. She became the storyline, the headline, the entire plot. Every camera angle, every press clip, every halftime segment started and ended with her. And now that she's out? The league's programming feels like a channel that lost its main show mid-season. You're right, they sold this ride on her name. But there was no infrastructure beneath it. No real effort to build up the supporting cast, no layered narratives, no league-wide brand strategy. Just Clark. All Clark. And now, with her sidelined, the broadcast crews are awkwardly trying to hype matchups like Storm vs. Liberty, while fans are checking Twitter wondering when number 22 is coming back. And here's the bitter irony, Caitlin never begged for this. She just played basketball, damn well. The league decided to wrap its future around her, and now they're facing the consequence of putting all their eggs in one rookie's crossover dribble. This isn't Caitlyn's fault. It's the WNBA's lack of foresight. No plan B. No backup star pipeline. Just vibes and vintage jersey discounts. The league needs to learn fast. Real growth isn't built on one player. It's built on stories, investment, development, and respect for the whole roster of talent. If Caitlin Clark is the spark? Great. But without a fire to spread to, all they've done is light a match in a wind tunnel.
It's part of the reason why I believe Caitlin Clark is hurt and dealing with these injuries. They keep letting her getting hacked, hit, basically UFC fought on a basketball court. And with all that being said, let's head on over to X to look and see what has come out. Now, man, just like I told y'all, bro, there has been a lot of stuff going on all season long dealing with these WNBA referees. And it's just unfortunate, man, that this is the case, because now Caitlin Clark is dealing with yet another.
We're living through the most transparent experiment in professional sports, and the results couldn't be clearer. Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's heartbeat. One turned ankle and suddenly the pulse flatlines, networks panic, crowds thin, merch stalls like a Windows 95 reboot. And what's Kathy Engelbert doing? Playing the flute on the Titanic deck, smiling while the league takes on water. You're right, either she doesn't get it, or she does and is too deep in denial to act. Both are dangerous. Because this isn't just about basketball anymore, it's about visibility, momentum, survival. You can't sell out arenas one night and then treat the engine driving those sales like an interchangeable part. Clark didn't just boost numbers, she reshaped the culture overnight. She made WNBA talk normal in barbershops, lunchrooms, and ESPN panels that used to treat the league like a trivia footnote. And now, with her sidelined, they're right back to scheduling reruns between axe throwing and lawn darts. The league should be panicking behind closed doors. Instead, it's giving big, we've got it under control energy while the boat's already halfway underwater. And that's the real problem. Not the injury. Not even the dependency on one star. It's the utter lack of urgency, the failure to build anything around her. No rivalries. No marketing push for rising stars. No depth in the storyline. They got the gift of a generation, a golden ticket. And now, they're treating it like a coupon that expires in 2 weeks. If Engelbert doesn't shift gears fast, she won't just lose Caitlin. She'll lose the momentum, the casual fans, the advertisers, the opportunity. And when that happens, there won't be a recovery room deep enough to fix the damage.
Clark is out. Injured again. Unfortunate reality when you bring players back too fast. Other things can get injured. You can overcompensate. You have a quad injury in camp. You bring her back too soon. She gets a quad injury a few games in. You bring her back too soon again. You can clearly see there's something wrong with her on the court. She has no lift. She has no shot trajectory. She has no burst. She can't get by anybody. Even for her being a poor defender, she looked like a parked car on defense.
Exactly. It's like Kathy Engelbert is watching her league fall apart with the emotional urgency of a screensaver, while Caitlin Clark gets treated like a tackling dummy in a league that's supposed to grow with her. The commissioner is out here delivering the same robotic energy you'd expect from someone announcing quarterly printer paper orders, not overseeing the most crucial breakout moment in WNBA history. And the referees? Let's call it what it is, officiating malpractice. We've gone from, let the kids play, to, let's see how many uncalled hits it takes to break a rookie's spirit. Caitlin gets shoved, hacked, leveled, and the response is basically a collective shoulder shrug followed by some commentator mumbling about adjusting to the physicality. Meanwhile, the actual stars of the league's past spent their rookie years being guarded, protected, and elevated. Not sabotaged on national TV. And what's Kathy doing? She's moonwalking through the chaos like someone trying to avoid eye contact with the bill at a group dinner. No press conference. No player safety initiative. Not even a tweet. Just pure, undistilled PR ghost mode. You said it perfectly. Caitlin Clark is the reason this league is even in front of ESPN cameras instead of being squeezed between late-night poker reruns. She's the story. And Kathy is responding like a substitute principal in the last week of school, detached, indifferent, and hoping no one asks real questions. This isn't just mismanagement. It's negligence. The WNBA finally has momentum, and instead of building a bulletproof platform under Caitlin and using her spotlight to elevate the entire league, they're letting her get targeted, bruised, and muted, then pretending it's just part of the game. Here's the truth. No one's asking for favoritism. We're asking for fairness, for standards. For leadership. And right now, the only thing consistent about the WNBA's leadership is how consistently it fails to show up when it matters most.
The WNBA without Caitlin Clark remains an attraction that not many people want to watch. Remains a product that the vast majority of sports fans don't care for at all. The Caitlin Clark games, 3.2 versus the Sky, 2.7 versus Liberty. The Caitlin Clark games still are performing at a nice rate, but everything else dropped right